My ex-husband gave away my heirloom ring because he deserved something from my mom, but he's about to learn the hard way. My mom passed a year ago. It was known that it was a possibility, so my mom divided up the jewelry my dad had gotten her over the years to give to us if she passed. I had picked out 2 rings I had helped my dad pick out. They were not cheap, about $10,000 a piece when I got them appraised. When I left my husband, I left pretty quickly and with basically nothing just to get out. He kept some of my stuff, but it was in our divorce agreement that certain things were to be given to me and held in a safe deposit box until I could get them. I took basically nothing monetarily from the marriage when I left, and gave him basically everything. The divorce is now final, and I finally came back to my home state to pick up the rings. I found out that he did not put the rings in the safety deposit box, just some of my other jewelry. I confronted him about it, and I found out that not only did he not place them for safekeeping, he stored them in his new girlfriend's apartment, who says she had them in her jewelry box for safekeeping but she can't find them. She knew what they were according to the texts I have, and that they were not his or a gift. I talked to my divorce lawyer, has filing a lawsuit since 1. Inheritance is not marital property, and 2. My ex did not follow his end of the divorce decree. I'm asking for $25,000, the cost of the rings plus emotional damages for the loss of the only thing I have left from my mom. I also filed a report to the police for the theft of the rings by his girlfriend. He and his girlfriend are pissed at me because it's too much money that they don't have. She could get charged with theft or laundering the money from selling them for my ex. A week later, I was getting nowhere with him. The cops seemed pretty uninterested, and my lawyer said that while we had a case, it could take ages. My family went through a lot of pawn shops but couldn't find anything. I was feeling pretty horrible about everything going on and figured they were a lost cause until a friend from my past messaged me on Instagram earlier this week. She linked the profile of the girlfriend's brother and said, "I'm not sure. His fiancé's ring looks like it might be yours." I went over to the page, and sure as poop my favorite ring, a diamond with weaving silver and rose gold diamond paved band, was prominent in his engagement photos. I then went all CIA on them, looked at every family member this girl has and found another sister with my other ring, saying it was her purity ring gifted by her sister for her 16th birthday. I was floored, and very pissed. I messaged the brother's new fiancée on Instagram, showed her pictures of the ring on my hand, on my mom's hand, and said it was stolen and that I wanted it back. This poor girl was appalled. I honestly think she had no idea. We ended up calling each other. She apologized and said she would talk to her fiancé. I showed her more proof it was mine, told her the whole story, and thank God, she gave it back to me. She said she didn't like her fiancé's sister, and that she thought she was bad news and basically stayed away from her. She said she would talk to her fiancé about why in the hell he thought getting a ring from her would be a good idea. I guess word got out, and my ex started calling me incessantly, basically, leaving messages saying he'd do anything, but not make his girlfriend's sister give back the ring. It was embarrassing, etc. I picked my brother back up and went back to his apartment. This time, both his girlfriend and him were there. My brother had to keep me from basically clawing the eyes out of that biatch. I ended up literally sitting in their entryway saying I wasn't leaving until I got that ring, or they could call the cops to remove me, and I'd tell them about the rings. I don't know exactly what happened after that, but she left and came back with the ring after about an hour. The whole time my ex was saying my mom was basically his too, and he should have something from her and it was only right. My brother was basically staying in between me and him, telling him to back off. When I got the second ring back, I stood up and just finally lost my poop. Years of him and I don't think I'd ever gotten that mad before. I screamed at him, told him off, and spit on him when I left. I don't think it was the most mature response, but it felt fucking good.